Hello, everybody. Welcome to the 56th Chicago International Film Festival. My name is Sam Flancher. I'm the short film programmer here, and we're so excited to welcome Sundog director Dorian Jespers. Thank you for joining us for this Q&A, Dorian.
My pleasure. Hi, everyone. Thank you.
I'd like to just start with the beginnings of the film. Can you talk a little bit about the genesis of Sundog and sort of where the idea came from in the early stages?
Sure. Well, it's really, the story of the film is really related with my first encounter with the place where I shot, Murmansk in the Russian Arctic. And that was a funny story how I discovered it. It started in, on a bit of a stupid idea. I jumped on a train one night I was in Moscow, and I was a bit drunk, and I jumped on a train towards the Arctic, and I woke up there in that train, in that 36 hours train, without my wallet. It had been stolen, and so I ended up a day and a half later into the Arctic with no money, no Russian skills, and no idea what I was going to do. And there, so I was a little bit seeking for help, and the person who helped me was a locksmith, Anton, and he gave me his best room in his apartment, and he spent time with me to show me the city around. He could not really talk English, and I could not talk Russian, so it was mostly silent, and we would just travel the city together. For his work also, so we will open the doors of the people and the cars, and I will penetrate this strange place in the same way as you kind of discover city as a spectator in my film. So it's the starting point, but also the key element of the film, if I can of course say.
Yeah. So while you were wandering this city with this locksmith, did you sort of have an idea sort of at a certain point during this sort of crazy trip that you were going to make a film about it, or did that come after reflection?
I quickly realized that, well, I mean, the beauty of this apparatus, like as a filmmaker, you discover a new place in the way of like a locksmith getting into the houses. Like that was already in my mind very, very fast. Of course, it was almost like creating a film already from there. But the real start of the film, I must say, was a bit later, when I came back to Europe, and I heard a few months later was this the music that you hear at the end of the film, Winter by Sergei Kuryokin. I heard it, and I saw all the images of Murmansk that I had in my mind kind of coming back, and I saw this big high-rise concrete towers falling apart in my mind, and with artificial sun rising onto this Armageddon, this chaos, and that was the moment, I guess, where where I really felt that I needed to make a film.
I want to ask about the visual style, the kind of warped perspective, and especially that opening shot. It's so striking the way it sort of encounters the city. Can you talk about sort of gaming out that style and talk about the opening shot as well?
Sure. Well, the idea of this camera, it had to embody different point of view, and in the sense that like it sometimes plays this foreign gaze, as the audience is in this environment. So it's in the same time the foreign gaze, at the same time to depict the situation in a neutral way. And in the sometimes it's someone Anton should be able to Fedor. Anton is the original, Fedor is the character, should be able to to talk to. So like it had to switch between this perspective, and so we decided to create something that was also sometimes a little bit human, sometimes not. And for that, we decided to shoot a very wide image and we will then with digital post-production crop in a little part of it and distort the perspective in it. Well, it's a bit technical, but like we will create an artificial movement inside of this wide image and make it look a bit weird, so that you never know if it's really like someone holding the camera or a machine, or like it's nothing, at least from my experience, nothing that I could like track to something that I knew. Oh, and so for the intro, that's what we did, but was a drone. So we, same principle, we shot a very wide image with a drone, and then we like reframed and we made all little weird stuff.
The film's so tonally distinct, in part because of this, the visual style. Did the performers that you were working with have a sense of the style, what the style of the film would ultimately be visually, or were they kind of not in on that?
No, I don't think it was. Well, they're obviously not so used to see film sets or like film cameras there or everything really. Like, I guess it's a bit hard to for them to imagine what it is with that system that we had, I guess. So they didn't. I don't think they really knew what it was going to look like. The question didn't rise actually when I showed it to them. It was not, oh, I'm surprised that's how it actually looked. That was not raised. I think they were more struck by the weirdness of it and the fact that its narrative is a bit deconstructed and stuff like that. The image is just another like thing on top, but yeah.
And I want to ask about the narrative, and the pace is so distinct because it kind of it wanders and meanders, mimicking, I guess, your experience there that first time, but it also then will latch on to this kind of structure of opening doors, and it builds into this, obviously, this sort of ecstatic conclusion.
Mm-hmm.
You talk about sort of shaping it, and I'm wondering if it was shaped more in the edit, or if it was always kind of intended as this kind of sort of slow build.
Well, the script and the final results both have this this structure that wants to have the same thematic kind of circulating around. So you have like, I'll say, 3 base thematic, and they all intricated a little bit into every shot. I'm not talking about the intro, but like everything that's happened between the intro and the fish. Everything in there is kind of like a little bit of the same, but mixed at different levels somehow. So like there's the presence of this this foreign girl, the fact that it's eternal nights, and like the city understanding. All of this is kind of like in every shot, but at a different level, and that's mostly what's happening. Yeah, so it's obviously not a continuity, but more of a development of these different layers until everything goes to this storm. And that was already in the script. There was no clear normal path. It was also a little bit of this twisting of thematic. Yeah, it's not that far actually from the script, strangely. People hardly believe it, but it was just remove 1 or 2 scenes and change a little bit the meaning of 1 or 2 with the lip sync, with the dubbing, and it makes it weirder than the script, but the script was already in that direction.
Yeah, it is surprising to hear that it's not different from the script, because it almost feels, some of it just feels like it's found, found as the camera moves. So I guess that's kudos to you for and congratulations on finding that and making it feel so natural and spontaneous. You mentioned the fish. Can I ask about the fish, and if
Yeah.
because that does kind of, I wonder if that was sort of a found image, or if that was always the intent.
No, the fish, the story of the fish. It started with well, there's a famous fisherman in Murmansk, in that place where I shot. He has an Instagram account where he fished in deep sea, and he always bring this like the strangest creator ever, like stranger than Blue Planet stuff, really things that I've never seen ever everywhere. And I was really inspired by these creatures, and I thought, okay, well, we have this character that's really like longing for the abroad, from something very far away, and we have this creator that is really like from the furthest you can imagine, and now it's there in Murmansk in the snow, dying, like it has been everywhere, and it asked the main character to go where. So that was the meaning of his. Yeah, I think that the deep sea fish was a very nice symbol at that moment. To shoot it, we didn't have the fish in Murmansk, so we had to do it in my school. we recreated the snow and the art and the like the decor, and we got a fish at the fish market, the biggest they could have and the weirdest, and we put a little pump in their belly to make it talk. We ate it after.
Was the original locksmith that kind of inspired the character? Does he appear in the film?
Yeah.
No,
it does not.
No.
No, it does not. It doesn't talk English, and I thought I might be needing to be able to communicate better than with someone in between us. So I hired someone in Moscow to play his character. But he was there. He was there on the side with us, and was giving us advices on how it actually looks, and like giving us the tools, and really like helping us to make it more real.
Yeah. So was it all? I'm guessing maybe other than the fish, completely shot in this town on location.
Yes. Except everything is shot there except the fish.
And the interiors are so incredible too. I'm thinking of that green wall. It's like an enduring image in the hallway.
The green wall, yeah, it's a normal staircase there.
And that's inside one of the like high-rise buildings.
Yeah, exactly.
Very beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
I guess that's mostly what I have. I'd like to ask though, can you talk a little bit about what you're working on now?
Yeah, I'm currently enrolled in a program in Frenois School in north of France to prepare a new short film. It's about the trial of a dead body, and it's going to be funny and strange, and it has a great outro.
Great outro. Well, you'll have to share that with the Chicago Film Festival when it's
sure with great pleasure.
Well, Dorian, I want to thank you very much for joining us here and for sharing your film with us.
My pleasure, Stan.
Yeah, hope everyone out there had a good time watching it, and yeah, thanks again for being here. I appreciate it.
Ciao.